Everyone. It's Dr. Shefthal again with Think and Prosper. That's the name of the channel now. This is a course management video, and it's a tough one. I'll tell you, I'm not even sure I'm right about this, but I have a feeling that I am. So I'm going to present it and show you some examples, and then we're going to, maybe I'll have time to look at lots of video and see if I'm correct or not. But this is the 9th green at Augusta National, and Jack Nicklaus has hit his second shot to the back of the green and is going to be putting down toward the hole, and it is super slick, and there's a false front, so you have to be very careful doing this. So let's turn on the video and see how Jack gets on here, and then I'll make a few comments as we go, and I got one more example to show you.
Jack Nicklaus finds himself so far away from the flagstick for one, and so far above it, it would appear to be virtually impossible.
I think we'll be able to tell by the way the ball rolls when we can see it if he's using a putter or chipping from here. We can't tell from this point. The putter, I think.
It's going to start picking up the speed and dive in high, so it's a marvelous shot. Jack Nicklaus is still Jack Nicklaus.
Okay, Nicklaus got it up there about 7 feet away, and they called it a marvelous shot. And that's him putting from the edge of the green, the fringe, and that was considered a marvelous shot, quote unquote, by Vin Scully. And I think Tom Weisskopf agrees there. Now I'm going to show you the similar problem that Tom Watson had, and Tom Watson's leading the tournament here, so he was really trying to grind out the pars, especially on a hole like 9, which is very difficult. And then I'm going to give you my theory on what I think the best way to play number 9 is. Okay, Watson is on the back of the green also, and he's putting, and watch what happens here. Because I think number 9 is so difficult that I think what the players should do is pick a length beyond the hole where they can't 3-putt. Maybe it's 10 feet on that hole, maybe 15 feet, and hit a club from the fairway that absolutely cannot go further than that, even if you run the risk of it spinning back down the hill off the green, because it's much easier to get it up and down with a extreme uphill chip that you would have from the front edge of the green than it is to 2-putt down the side of a mountain almost. I mean, that green is so steep. And watch what happens to Watson here, and then I'm going to point out the reason why I think I'm correct. Watson took a long time to assess this. He walked up and back, etc., which is unusual for him because he's a fairly quick player. But watch what happens.
Putting off the fringe. But it is like looking down the side of Mount Everest.
Anything within 5 feet of the hole would be exceptional.
There it goes. Watch this.
That might be gone, Vin.
If it doesn't put on the brakes, if it hits one more crest, it'll go all the way to the fairway. There it goes. Well, Tom Watson joins a long and distinguished list of golfers who have putted off the 9th green.
Okay, as Vin Scully said, he's joined a long list of people who putted off the green on number 9. My theory is that you're better off picking that distance beyond the hole. Maybe it's 10 feet, maybe it's 15 feet, maybe it's 20, I don't know. But it's not the back edge of the green, that's for sure, where you can definitely 2-putt it, even though it's dead downhill. Otherwise, if you hit your approach shot a little short of that and it spins back down the hill, fine. It's such an easy up and down from down there because it's a very straight uphill chip. And let's see what Watson does to prove my point here. He's leading the tournament, so he's not in 20th place just trying to finish his round here. He's doing everything he can to not waste strokes. He wants to win the Masters, needless to say. Okay, here we go.
Of course, the keynote, as you've always said, Tom, is Tom Watson being a bold putter. But if ever a man should be a little tentative, it's here at 9. Lon Hinkle, who was bothered with bursitis in his shoulder, couldn't get it to the hole. Howard Twitty, who chipped out of a bunker off the green, then tried to chip back up and it rolled back onto the fairway.
I wouldn't be surprised to see him chip it past the hole because he can't afford not to hit it hard enough or he's going to chip from the same spot again.
Okay, it looks like he got it up there about 3.5 feet, maybe 4, but probably 3.5. And he didn't spend any time on the shot because it's so easy. It's straight uphill, and he does end up making his bogey there. But imagine if he had hit his second shot short of the green, he would have made a par. So my question is, are you better off being short of this green or being way on the back of the green? And I think the answer is obvious. You're way better off being short of the green. Now, there was a U.S. Open that Billy Casper won. I think it was at Wingfoot. And on one of the par threes, the shot was so difficult that Casper laid up short of the green on purpose all 4 days and made 4 threes and won the tournament. And this is a case where you absolutely cannot afford to hit it on the back of the green. And let me tell you something that you probably don't think about, but you really should have this in your mind. The way to 4-putt a green is to leave an extreme downhill putt short on your first putt. That will put a 4-putt at risk, because what happens is, let's say you leave it 7 feet short and you're trying to 2-putt it, so you give your second putt, the 7-footer, just a tiny little bit too much, and it ends up rolling 6 or 7 feet past. And then you've got to make a 7-footer for a 3-putt. Whereas if you get your first putt past the hole, then your second putt is going to be uphill, kind of like Watson, although Watson chipped that one. And you'll 2-putt it from a straight uphill putt like that, almost every time, if you don't make it. So make sure on your really long downhill putts you get it past the hole on the first putt so you don't 4-putt it. But Watson didn't spend hardly any time on that chip. It was so simple. He got it up very close for him. He's still got it, and he probably left it a little short on purpose so he'd have a little simple straight uphill putt there. But there you have it. I think if I watched 50 years of the Masters, I think we'd find that the people who were short of the green get it up and down way better than the people on the back of the green, and that's taking into account the occasional birdie for the person who hits it hole high or just past the hole. So you certainly can try to do that, but if you err, you need to err on the short side, not the long side of number 9. It's just a course management thing. It's very subtle, and I could be wrong, but I don't think so. I think these guys should totally guard against hitting a ball more than, say, 15 feet past the hole. They should never take a club that can go more than 15 feet past the hole. So that's all we have for today, and I will see you next time. Thanks for watching.